Hello, and welcome to another episode of playing Crusader Kings 3 using the hardest possible rule set, starting as Alexios Komnenos in the Byzantine Empire in 1066. But we're not going to look to the past or what was, what might have been. We're going to deal with what we have right now. Currently, we are the King of Jerusalem. We occupy parts of the Middle East. We are underneath this huge scourge conqueror here, Altan. We are doing our best to see what we can rebuild of our kingdom. Really, with this character, you can see he's a 4-star Midas touch, genius, trying to build up the economic buildings in our realm so we can support a larger army. One of the things that I also really want to do is hybridize our culture. Specifically, we are Greek. I would like to see if we can get enough cultural acceptance with Mashriki to hybridize with them. I think they have some good options here. Particularly Mubarazun. Philosopher culture is good, except for the fact that children are less likely at the rowdy trait, and probably, assuming this character's life goes well, we'll want the rest of our characters to be martial so they can go out and really fight and hopefully engage in some conquest for us. So let's take a look at what we would need to do. Are we not able to hold a grand tour? We have too few. Okay. Oh, it's not. Okay. Right. So we started as administrative. We don't have an access to a grand tour, so I had not clicked on it until now. Let's see how expensive it would be. Probably a little bit too much. We want everyone to be cultural opinion, except for that last guy. Okay. So we can wait a little bit. Let's get to 1,000 gold and let's do that. One reason I want to hybridize is really to take control of my own culture. In particular, try to get to primogeniture, when 1218, so we can get to the late Middle Ages. Our son, we've set up elective succession for our two main duchy titles in Jerusalem and Aleppo. The issue is our son has inherited his mother's title, which is way out in Germany. And because of that, we apparently can no longer vote for him to be our successor. You see here, he just doesn't show up, which is unfortunate. And so I think if we got primogeniture, removed these elective succession laws, we'd be able to do that. Let's see, our wife is getting sort of old. Well, she is having a child. I mean, we could get lucky, and this next child could be someone amazing who could also strengthen the bloodline. See, our primary heir here would be able to strengthen the bloodline. That's really what we're interested in. He's just, a great character. Overall, it's just too bad he's so far away from us. But let's let the game run. Looking for gold here. We had done a bit of conquest in the last episode. Our plan will be to do that as well in this episode, but we really want to see if we can hybridize our culture here. So we have some boils. We definitely want to protect against that. Let's see, are we already... Okay, we can't even isolate the capital. We're in seclusion. All right. I think we just had a plague a little while ago, but I guess, we are playing on Doomsday plagues. And so this is what happens. Okay, happy to extort our subjects. Now I think let's wait until this plague goes away, and then we will take our grand tour. So we got architect here. That's excellent. I think we're probably done here. The real question is, do we want learning, particularly to go to sanctioned loopholes, as well as some of these other benefits like learn on the job, or do we want to go martial? We've had some difficulty getting claims. But on the other hand, we've also are quite weak compared to some of our neighbors here. You can see this is really where playing on very hard, where you have these stable AI realms, even duchies that have a gold advantage, have cheaper men-at-arms, cheaper buildings. They can really build up and provide you with a challenge. That's why I like playing on these settings here. So it's sort of a toss-up. I think let's go. Learning for now. When we get to sanction loopholes and scholar, we can make a decision about what we want to do. Now we're just going to wait, I think, for this plague to go away. We don't want to, go into the middle of a plague. You can argue that there's almost always a plague, and that's often true, but not always. Okay, that's interesting. But I became the head of Greek culture. They are not quite. Okay, I guess we're quite a ways away from being in the late medieval period. I'm surprised. I thought Greek would have been closer. All right. Do wonder if we hybridize with Mashriki. Okay, so we get a lot. So okay, we should definitely do that. All right. We'll. I don't think Mashriki has hoardings, do they? Oh, they're about to get it. Wonder if we should change to something like men-at-arms. Yes. Okay. Men-at-arms is often innovation that's a turning point really in the game, where often if everything has gone well up to that point, you get men-at-arms and you have enough power to start taking on scourge conquerors and really just destroy other AI realms. But things have not gone well for us in the last dozen episodes, or I guess I shouldn't say that, the last half dozen episodes. And so this is where we are. We won't be able to start taking on scourge conquerors just because we have men-at-arms, but it will make us more powerful so long as we improve our monthly income and are able to support a large number of men-at-arms. Okay, I think the plague is going away here. Let's hold our grand tour now. Be taxation. Again, we want these first ones all on culture. We will hire a cultural ambassador. We will hire experienced captains because waters is always dangerous. I think we want to max out. Yeah, we'll max everything out. Justice sounds good. Here we go. Also look to see about continuing to improve our domain. That's really what we want this character to do, especially now that he has architect. So all our buildings are cheaper, so let's take advantage of that. I think we're largely at 100% control. Sarusa there needs a little bit of help. Otherwise, things are looking good. Yeah, so Greek Mashriki culture. I was curious whether it does the culture of the ruler or of the county, and it's clearly the county since this guy's Greek, but we're getting Mashariki culture acceptance increase, so that's what we want. This is terrible. Hopefully our liege can win that. I don't know. Okay. I don't know why he's jumping up here. So this is very bad. There's not much to say about it. I don't think there's a lot we can do, frankly. I mean, I guess if our liege shows up, we can add our forces to his. But yeah, this is another potential catastrophe to add to the many others that have almost happened or happened in this game. It really is just one thing after another, just another challenge that we'll have to see if we can face. Want someone who is Herculean. That looks good. They're pretty close, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on if our liege shows up. Another dynasty legacy. We're going to go with warfare. Really need to become as powerful as possible to start, just fighting regular AI rulers, and then hopefully eventually we'll be able to fight scourge conquerors. Take a dog. That's great. Make sure we have our pet our dog. Yes. All right. See, there's our liege sending his troops down to fight the other scourge conqueror that attacked us and is trying to take all our territory. This is really why you become a vassal of a scourge conqueror, that you have to hope that they protect you. So obviously, given everything I said before, I'm going to take the top option. Really want that cultural acceptance. Go scientific. Want to get as much innovations as we can, particularly try to get primogeniture. I'm skeptical that's possible, but we'll make a shot at it. Up to 34% acceptance, that's good. Of course, 40% is the magic number. Keep our bow, even though it's not that great. Okay, not sure where our liege is going. Hopefully he does not have the Crusader AI on. More taxes is great. More gold. Let's see here if else we can build here in Jerusalem. At Jerusalem, we usually got an event to change it to Greek culture, so it gets 2 more building slots compared to its prior Mashariki culture. So that is why you see those. I think once we are able to hybridize, we'll get more building slots in these in Aleppo, where we have 4 of our holdings, and so that will be very positive. So spend all our gold on buildings, which again I think is the right move, what we should do. Usually don't bother with those random flask. Okay, trebuchets is good. We need to upgrade our siege equipment. I didn't want to spend gold there, so I will just take the stress hit. I have a couple more stops that should get rid of the stress. Don't really want to spend piety. I'd rather have piety. How close are we? Not quite enough, unfortunately. Try to become a poet, you know, just like having stats, like having extra diplomacy. Helps make our character more powerful. I'll probably look to see if we can get if we can get another alliance with our daughters. Why are we losing war score down here? This seems quite concerning. Don't want to give him a hook. I mean, if this guy wants to go, whatever. Lose stress. Okay, so we did get, you know, magnificent liege, gives us a lot more gold. I am very concerned about how our liege's war is going, since it is for my, where most of my territory is. I'm not sure what, okay. Occupied counties where? Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't control any of the war goal. Hopefully, war goal will start weighing heavily in favor of us. I don't know. And maybe to be on the safe side, we'll focus on improving Jerusalem. Can we hold court? Sometimes when you hold court, you can get a unhandled court event, sure. We want them to have more diplomacy. So what we're trying to do here is we're hoping for an event that gives us cultural acceptance with Mashariki. That's not very much gold for the vassal hit. Don't want to spend all that gold. Don't really want to give him tax relief. Man, that's a lot of gold. I think we'll just give him some tax relief, I guess. Fortunately, we don't. Looks like even giving the tax relief didn't affect our income too much, which is good. So a bit of a, it's going to have to cross our fingers here, a bit of a weird war between this guy and our liege, where they're both, you know, sieging and fighting, and well, they're not fighting each other, I don't think. They're sieging in areas outside the war objective. We're just going to have to hope that even though Scourge conquerors can siege down very quickly, that he's not able to siege down faster than the war score my liege gets from holding the war objectives, i.e., you know, most of our counties here is. So that's, you know, we'll have to hope that, in other words, you know, we need the war gold that we get from our liege gets from holding objectives to outpace the war goal that this guy is getting from sieging down territories elsewhere in the realm. Really be nice. I don't know if there's anything else I can do to get Mashariki culture. Do we get a free feast, I thought? I guess I should have read it more carefully. Maybe not. What else do we want to do? Not going to compensate anyone for what our dog does. Open-minded is good. We may just have to wait for our next grand tour, which is a decade. Guess we could take some land and then put in Mashriki people. Right, so let's look to see if we can get any more alliances with our daughters. Might not, maybe. It's far away. No idea where most of these places are. It's not too far away. Assuming that's in India. Wanua. Wow. Surprised we were playing on restricted diplomatic range. I'm surprised we even reached that far. Yeah, I'm surprised. Playing on restricted diplomatic range is part of playing on the hardest possible rule set. You know, playing on with restricted diplomatic range limits your spouses, you know, courtiers you can get for marriage or invite into your county, so it has a number of restrictions. I think this guy looks like they're already related. Are we already allied to this guy? Yes. Okay, so we don't want to do that. That would explain why they are related. Try this again. Oh, and we have inheritable on. We don't need that. We don't need any of this stuff. Just need the most powerful person we can get. Italy is not very far away. Angry is farther. I was sort of thinking about attacking Italy at some point. I don't know how realistic that is. All right, let's make the alliance. I mean, it's a good alliance, and if someone attacks us, you know, we'll be in better shape. So yeah, you can see the two numbers here. I mean, I think there is a cap at 150%. So yeah, if this number gets over 51%. Seriously? Okay, now we have two scourge conquerors trying to take over most of our lands. Alright. Can I become an adventurer? Seriously. Must be a counter duke. Okay. Alright. So we're just going to cross our fingers. I don't think there's anything else to be done. Oh. Go this grand tournament and hope our liege is able to win his wars. Make him honest, because that is a virtue. Even I assume it's a virtue. We're an historian now, so I'm not positive that it has the exact same virtues as Christianity. But it looks like the answer is yes. I'm a historian because our liege is an historian. Obviously, we've been Orthodox for quite a while, but not at the moment. If there's some opportunity to restore the Byzantine Empire, then we might become Orthodox again. Okay, we got a nice amount of gold here, there, a little bit of prestige. I'm gonna look to see if Canaan Bornu's armies are landing. Wow, he is just massive. Jeez. See that there are just a number of just massive scourge conquerors. Canaan Bornu, Altan, Russia, basically. Song don't even have a scourge conqueror, and then Jabian down here. Yeah, it's very challenging. We'll have to see if we can do something. I don't know. So I thought being a vassal of Altan would prevent these attacks on our realm. You know, maybe our liege will be able to sort it out in the long run. That's too bad we don't. That wasn't with Mashriki. This character's had some difficulty winning duels and wrestling tournaments before, so at least we got one down. It's too bad he doesn't have a beauty trait. It's certainly someone we want to educate in case it becomes necessary. Yep, still not very good at duels. It's nice that our current ruler at least has a number of children. One of the big problems we had with our first two rulers is that they did not have a lot of children. I was trying to have them, seduce women, bring in women from outside the court, to have adultery with, basically. But even then, it was only helped, a bit. And it happened at the end of either episode 5 or 6 is a combination of plague and stress heart attacks caused us to lose the Byzantine throne and put us in our current predicament. The 38%. Just 2 more. Guess I'll accept but not do anything. Looks like he's already on his way to winning his war anyway. Sell trivial titles. Gold and renown. I mean, she's Herculean, but the fact that this child is both a genius and Herculean would suggest that she is not, in fact, committing adultery with me, since I am genius and handsome. Though, with CK3, always possible that she is committing adultery with some other genius man. See, can we give our vassals a directive to improve cultural acceptance? No, it looks like you have to be duchy. All right. him be marshal. I would like to build more stuff. I'm just concerned about these wars. It does look like they're both starting to go our liege's way. Again, perhaps in large part because the attackers are not occupying any of the war gold. I don't really care about the Ogas. That was Mashriki. That would be a huge difference. Okay, our liege won his war against Abyssinia, so that's good. Again, that war is for Syria, the Kingdom of Syria, which is where most of our territory is, including our capital duchy. So that would be very bad if our liege had lost that. All right, so what else can we do here? Vassalize this guy. Crete. I assume they're too powerful. I mean, with our allies, we can take them. I think let's wait until Italy gets done with its war, and they'll probably attack the Fatimids here. And perhaps this duchy that we have a claim on. Okay, what's going on here? Again, they're just sieging. Guess we should be swaying Italy. Nope, we already have the plus 100 opinion of us. That's surprising. Okay. Have we extort our subjects? Generally don't care what my courtiers think about me. I know sometimes that can be bad if they dislike you enough to aid in murder schemes, but I'm gonna hope that these wars end positively for my liege. I guess we'll go ahead and do it. Don't really like cattle pastures or hunting lodges, you know, inferior to other economic buildings you can build, but oh. Okay. Didn't realize we could build, go to level. Okay, I guess Mashrikis have hoarding, but Greeks don't. Okay, so that's good to know there. Up to 39% with Mashriki. Probably lose that. Let's wait, I guess. Yeah, I mean the problem is we're not going to wait. Our player heir is where? What's he doing? Come back. Come back to us. Oh, the prodigal son has returned. Excellent. I believe that fixes our... Yep, so excellent. So our succession problems are fixed, meaning we don't have to rush to get primogeniture. All the buildings we currently hold will be going to our heir, which is very good. Again, I would really like to get, despite that, I'd really like to get Mashriki up to 40% so we can still hybridize with them. That would really speed our tech along. Guess we can keep building. And we have a great character for building, so we might as well do it. Not going to pay 450 gold. Guess we could do this option, get a little more prestige. So it looks like there's been at least one battle that our liege won, which is good. You can see that war score from held objectives is starting to increase rapidly in our liege's favor, which is also our favor. Okay. Let's check how expensive that is. $1,500 presumably. Yeah. Okay. We can wait till we get to 1,500 and do that. I'm still in, even though I'm getting a bit old, still in good health at the moment. So I think it makes sense to wait on that. Let's hit a couple of these points of interest on the way back. Okay. Always worried about that 1% risk, given the way everything else has gone here. Sure, make him chaste. What is this guy? Okay, he is going to be... Alright. Wow, he has 3 virtues, so he's a serious guy. Can we give him 4 virtues? Nope. I probably have not... Oh, there's no probably about it. I have not been paying as much attention to this child as I should have been. But despite that, he turned out great. He is my ward, so I was able to select his personality traits each time, but didn't really pay close attention like I should have. Okay, so what we're largely doing here is waiting until we get to 40% cultural acceptance with Mashriki. Then we're going to hybridize. Then I think we're going to hope our Italian allies will join us in some wars for the territory surrounding our current realm. One problem with sanction loopholes is that's probably going to stress me out. But, even saying that aside, that scholar tree is very strong. So it's worth going down it, even if we can't make that great of use of sanction loopholes. Stalwart leader in case I have to lead. Let's put our Marshal, untrained commanders. We should also probably look at our army. We will hold court again and try to get the event that gives us cultural acceptance. Looks like we get the very high chance to get a discount here, so we'll do that. I don't think I want to do this, frankly. Hamper the development of my... Ugh. I don't know that there are places that have that far down, the development that's far down. Okay, here we go. Excellent. We'll get the restoration. That should give us cultural acceptance we need. Let's see, we're, culture should be, centered here around Aleppo, which is good. All right. I would like to stay bureaucratic. I'm going to have to change some things. I think let's change our language to Arabic. Like bureaucratic, like the bonuses, lifestyle experience, cultural fascination, both very strong. Development growth is great, just all great. Benefits, also they allow your court to be either a warlike or bureaucratic court. And those are my two favorite types of court: warlike for war, and bureaucracy for development, economics. So we will remove all these to start with, and then start putting them back in as we see fit. All right, 0. Okay, we have 1 industrious for sure. Want Mubarazin. Want Imperial Tagmata for all of... Yeah, it hurts knights is the problem, but you get Cataphractoi and other benefits. I think let's do that. Those are the 3 I really want. Roman ceremonies, I mean, it's great and all that, but it doesn't help us. If we ever can reconstruct the Byzantine Empire, then we'll probably just convert back to pure Greek culture instead of Lebanese. Culture sophistication, great. It's real nice if, it's not really that great, frankly. It's a state building. It's really for administrative. We're not administrative, so that's not going to happen. Same with palace politics, just don't need it. I think water rituals, being less likely infected by plagues, that's great. So we'll do that one. Religious patronage, it can be a lot of piety. It's not as good since we don't hold temples, but it's not bad. I think we'll get dryland dwellers. This little herbalist. Philosopher culture. It's not likely to be learning. If we were really going to focus on being learning, then that would be great, but it just isn't. What else do we want here? In the renown, renown is helpful. I think let's do that. I'll take all our slots. We don't have buy the sword, obviously. I don't think we need it or could really use it right now. Hopefully, we become powerful enough in the near future that we can, in fact, take advantage of it. And we should be entering the late medieval era soon. And so that's when we'll get another slot for our cultural traditions. Currently, I have 7. When we get to late medieval era, we'll get 8, and that's when we'll start using it. Or we'll reform our culture to add it, and then we can make good use of it. Let's check again. This is all what we want. Yes. Yes. And yes. Here we go. Again, I think we want to focus on men-at-arms. And then we'll change our steward to really try to increase the development in the areas where our culture is. That should be very helpful. We can research faster. Check here. I assume we still need one more. Nope. Okay, so we're heading toward the medieval era. Sorry, the late medieval era. That's good. I think I do want to try to increase development here, get more people of our faith in this area. Yep. All right. Costs us a little bit of control, but that's easy to restore. So we don't need, I mean, okay, we have a Retinue Vanguard, we have our Cataphractoi, we want to replace our Mangonels with Trebuchets. So I usually only have one regiment of siege equipment. And the reason for that is that you need a real army to beat the AI at this level of difficulty. If you're playing on regular mode, you can have half or 2/3 of your regiments be siege equipment. It'll siege incredibly fast, but that's you can rely on your knights really to win you wars. Here we're playing very hard. Knight effectiveness for us is reduced by 50%, and the AI has much larger armies. Especially run the scourge conquerors, you need a real army instead of just a bunch of siege equipment. Let's get some more gold, and we'll continue reforming our army. Okay. I do think we have two quite powerful allies now. He doesn't have a lot of gold anymore. What about this guy? He's getting old finally. Let's go on this hunt. We'll generate some money. In the meantime, we'll come back and think about reforming our army and what we can do here to start attacking people. This guy any good? Not really. Yeah. But might as well invite some other knights. Hopefully we'll be good. Anything your son can marry. He unfortunately did not get a lot of good genetic traits. Could have him. Guess we have to have him marry her. Probably if we didn't marry her, her father, she's not in our control, so her father would probably marry her to some lowborn with no genetic traits and do other silliness. So by marrying her, we prevent that. I was looking for that we got a second or third accolade knight. Looks like the answer is no. See if we get more gold here. That is excellent. What's happening up here? Persian invasion. Oh, okay. So it's an offensive war. Okay, sure. All right, let's take a look at our army here. We really don't need light footmen anymore with Mubarazm. It's really, light footmen just don't bring anything to the table at all, frankly. Since the Mubarazm, they counter heavy infantry. Then there's much better units. I'll put them there for now. We need to take a look at where each of our regiments should be stationed. I believe I'm already on redoubled guards. I mean, I guess we aren't, but I don't think. What are you doing? Wait, what? Oh, I see. Sure, dude. Ideally, what I want to do is I can build both cataphractoid and retinue lancers, which is better. Retinue lancers. Okay, that's easy enough answer. But that obviously takes a huge amount of gold, like 4,000. But if you get the retinue lancers, that would be great. I think we'd not mean to click off on him. There's also university education that we talked about earlier that I haven't done yet. Don't want my heir to be my caravan master. Sometimes your caravan masters can die. Certainly don't want our heir to die. So I think for now let's just chill for a little while, see how these wars turn out. It looks like our ally over here is clearly going to win. Yep. Okay. Let's just hold. think I'd rather take the prestige instead of giving her a silly and ubiquitous nickname. Yeah, he's a mayor. He can't do anything with it. Okay. So one option now would be to start getting those retinue lancers in our army. But I think let's go into university. Trip. This guy, what's he still? Still in good health. So let's hope it's worth it. Go to Jerusalem here. Study hard. Change our wife to patronage. Yep. Hopefully we will get the 5th star for our trait. See if we can get him married to someone with good genetic traits. We've got some good people here. I think that works best for him, though. See, our ally is winning over here. That's good. Go help him if he really needs it. Another brilliant strategist. I should have looked at him again before he came of age. One of these beautiful women looks like a good choice. Okay. So hopefully we are on the comeback trail. We're not going to call it a comeback because we don't want to think about the past and what has been. We're going to think about the future. Okay, one of the 75% chance there. That's good. Got us a huge amount of studiousness. Hopefully we'll get to level 4. Another great result there. Almost at level 4 with 4 months to go. And we impressed our teachers, and so now we've maxed out. Plenty of time left. We're in very good shape. Hopefully we'll become a golden sovereign. We'll just show off now how great we are and how we would get even more studiousness, except we're capped out. It doesn't, don't want to waste the prestige since it doesn't really help us since we are capped. We are way over the cap. What? I guess we'll do that. Don't really want to spend the gold. Okay. Cross our fingers for Golden Sovereign. Yes. So just take a look at it here in case you haven't seen it. Huge increase in vassal taxes, get learning, a little more stewardship. Oh, and get an increase in monthly learning lifestyle experience. I think perhaps in a prior episode, I said I thought that stewardship gives martial lifestyle experience as a secondary. If I did say that, that's obviously incorrect. It is learning that is the secondary for being a golden sovereign. Guess we can display that book and anything else. Oh, don't even know when we got that. Quite possibly as a something we won in a tournament. Got some perks here we need to distribute. Here I go mustering so I can then go inspection. Which one of these 3 do we want? Large levies might actually be helpful. Let's go down this one. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter now. We could have split them. We didn't have to go solely down one. See a huge jump in income because we're now in our domain limit, domain holding limit. We are within it, and also making more taxes from our vassals. So just all good stuff. This man just keeps racking up the allies. He doesn't have a lot of gold though. Before we do that, yeah, let's go ahead and start building. We should counter heavy infantry heavily between the Mubarazan and the Balustrade. Counters heavy infantry and spearmen. So what I want is these retinue lancers. Just be incredibly powerful when we max them out. For now, let's make sure everyone is stationed where they ought to be. The Cataphractoi, almost certainly our most powerful regiment at the moment. They're already stationed at their best location. Great. Retinue Lancers, maybe not yet, but they are quite strong. Let's put them as our second best. Eventually they will be our best. Put them there. Retinue Vanguard, probably at the moment, actually our second strongest. But, okay, so I have a number of options here. We'll put them in Jerusalem. Wait. I thought I already stationed these Cataphractoi. Oh no, they're unraised. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Barzan next. Here. And our trebuchets here. A lot of other things. Playing on the hardest possible difficulty. You want to pay attention to what you're doing and give yourself the best chance of winning. I think we will do something I rarely do, which is actually go help an ally. I want him to get his war done with so he can come help me. I'm also a little bit curious how our army performs. It's a lot of gold. I should have just marched him across the land. Herbalist looks good to me, as does extorting my subjects. Make everyone pay. Specifically, you'll be paying for my retinue lancers. Certainly not doing anything in terms of a legend, because we're playing on the hardest possible difficulty. Part of that is we're playing on very expensive legends that spread very slowly. Guessing we're at max battle score. Yep. I can get to their capital without taking any attrition, so let's do that. Believe that is sanctioned loopholes. Go and get scholar. Maybe we'll stay in learning. There are also arguments to go into martial at this point. Leading the siege should give us a victory. So even if our army's raised, we're making about 100 gold a month still, which is great. We kept staining from wine here. I guess we'll go with the other one. There's a question about exactly how long do we want our character to live, given how powerful our heir is. Well, we found that very got men-at-arms very quickly. Let's get our trebuchets up. Okay, we'll have to think about where we want our next regiment to be. I can't disband anything. That's weird. Alright, we'll just take the gold hit to disband. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not part of this. Maybe I'm too close. Let's try to go here and see if I can disband. Yeah, hostile armies. Okay, fine. Alright, good. Okay. Don't want to go to a feast. I would want to hold a grand tour, but I don't think that is what we want to do right now. What are you doing? Suggest one of your allies is in a war. Let's finally attack this guy. We'll call you, and we'll call you. That should be more than enough. Yes. So another son inherit something. Okay. Take a look at how our revamped army performs. Rather fight him in our territory if we can. Means catching him here at that siege. He's not dumb enough to fall for that. We are on the plains here. Let's take a chance. Take the prestige. Oh, sorry, the renown there. So we got a bit lucky and caught them when they were split. What is going on? Nubia. Okay. Not anywhere near me. Let's check on our liege. Okay, yeah, he is still a scourge conqueror. That's really what I wanted to see. See, the Holy Roman Empire is really taking a beating from these Russians, something of that nature. Yep, 91 years. Yeah, I'm sure he is the great. He looks like he conquered a massive amount of territory. Fortunately, this is not part of the war goal. Probably not need to blow all my prestige and bring in these allies who probably are not necessary. But it's done is done. Did get to see our army in action. I think it went quite well. Let's get more retinue lancers. Go on this hunt. Nothing too dangerous. Okay. still in good health at 55. That is surprising. Our first two rulers both got older traits before the age of 50, which was very unfortunate, especially since it led to untimely death of our second ruler, which caused us to lose the purple, which means we were not in control of the Byzantine Empire when a Fourth Crusade event happened, which, as you can see, ended up destroying Byzantium. They're going to be sieging some of our stuff, which is a bit unfortunate. We'll finish up here and go down and attack them again. All right. Should be able to win a couple wars against them. Hopefully that'll be it. A couple battles, I should have said. Oh, where are you heading? Yeah, I just don't know that's worth it. All right, you're just gonna run. We'll unsiege this territory. Okay. Let's go, Marshall. Maybe I'll start leading my own armies. Yeah. All right, that's good. Let's see. It's Hama and Sukra. We'll give this to land to one of our sons who is not our main heir. Give him the... Yeah, I guess we'll give him the... We'll hold off on giving him the duchy for the moment. Doesn't mean we'll have 3 duchies, but we can give one away if we need to. Not a huge deal. Don't want to usurp their malachate yet. Would want to wait until we have primogeniture for that. 15 months. So what else do we need here? What are we even? Oh, that's the early medieval. Or yeah, it wouldn't be a high medieval. Oh, we want, well, let's get, maybe let's get advanced bow making. Call in an ally. Don't need both of them. The guy from highest and is closer. Let's do that. Continue to build up our retinue lancers there. Doesn't look that dangerous, so we'll go. So many castles in this barony. I should have said castles in this county. Obviously, each castle is its own barony. Smack them around. So smart move by them, but I don't think it's going to save them from our men-at-arms. Nope, they got absolutely stack wiped. Okay, so that's a good sign. Lets us know that our armies are quite strong. That handsome, okay. It's odd to get that name this late in life. Make him compassionate, clearly. It's the son that I'm sure all of our sons we should be paying attention to, but we're not. Temperate. Just love temperate as a trait. It's very useful. About like a 96% chance or something for that one. Ah, crap! I should have been educating this person who ended up being a horrible, horrible person, sadistic and vengeful. Okay. This is my grandson of my heir. We should currently his only son. Okay, what even? Oh, he's intrigue. Man, he is terrible. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do about hopefully getting someone better to be our heir. Specifically, the heir of our, once we become our son here, Basilios. Hopefully, we will be able to have a male heir who is better than that sinful, naughty child. Okay, that's not necessarily great. It does mean... Wait, what's going on here? That they're taking a gigantic amount of land if they win. Is that right? That's not good. We're almost taking our land. They'll be right on our border. Oh, always something. I do think our army is powerful enough now that we could actually aid our liege in some wars against scourge conquerors and make an actual difference. Hello there, son. Would you like some titles? I'm sure you would. Let's go ahead and give our to this guy. Just checking how close we are. 3 months, okay. let's host a feast to de-stress a bit. Well, maybe our dog would be enough. Probably not. What I'm thinking about is, like holding Baghdad. It's a very powerful county, has a house of wisdom. See there a number of benefits, very powerful. So I'd like to get it, but because we're playing on total exclave independence, I need my lands to be connected by either land or sea. And so we'd either want to go through Samara or through the Sunni Caliphate. Probably Samara. Because that does stress me out, let's go ahead and host a feast. I guess let's make it extravagant. Max out. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's not even that expensive. Okay. Same time, let's keep building up our men-at-arms here. Not sure if we want our 7th Regiment to be bowmen or something else. Specifically to be crossbowmen or to be some other, cataphractoi or something of that nature. So we are going to try to beeline primogeniture here. 18 years. I need to live to 75. It's possible. Okay, looks like our liege lost some territory, but not all of it. Raucous entertainment is a health boost, will fully de-stress. The other thing we could do if we had the gold was be to host a grand tournament to get our Hostiluter experience up. These are usually pretty good knights. So we will keep this guy. Not marry him to a mayor. Get more gold. Get a lot more gold. Do we want to hold a grand tour? Could declare war on Samara and then hold a grand tour. That's probably the best idea. Yeah. If you're at an activity, you can't declare war. So I want to declare the war first. We'll call our faithful allies in Hayastan to come help us. Looks like they want me leading the army. That's not a bad idea anymore, but I don't want to do it at the moment. I'd like to have that guy do it, but okay. Taxation tour. Okay. Well, all right. We won't be holding a grand tour. I guess our vassals are largely occupied with something. I want to pay homage. How long of a trip is that? It's not that long. Guess we could do it. Also, are we... They may not be this... Okay, they are a different faith. Alright, happy to have our free knights here. Free holy order. Should be easy battle wherever they go. I don't think they can win against us. Make him really virtuous, I guess. This is the kid who very virtuous but didn't want to be temperate for some reason. Looks like they are hiring a whole bunch of mercenaries. Haven't seen our allies recently. Not sure where they're going. I think with the Holy Order and our strength of our men-at-arms, we should be okay. Let's also get our wife on assist ruler. She were better at chivalry. Martial, we could have her do that, but she isn't. Go take a whack at their armies again. Catch them. They have a big advantage, I guess, because our supply is running low, but did not help them. Got advanced bow making. I guess the question is, where? Okay, we have to fight Canaan Bornu. They have archers, we counter those. They have armored footmen, we counter those. Pikemen, light horsemen. I don't think we counter. We counter, you know, their other stuff without even. Allies, they've got a decent amount of armor. They got a ton, just a ton of bush hunters. Holy crap. How many allies do they have? Oh, he's not a scourge conqueror anymore. That's great. Okay, so I don't have to worry about him anymore. Do you see Russia or the Yatsakids that they did have a succession? They do have a scourge conqueror. Okay. Could do could do is get a claim on this territory here, take it, you know, it'd be connected with our territory by sea, and then see about penetrating the Latin Empire. The problem with that is these, you know, Yatsakids right up here. I wonder if that's the best idea. Maybe it's not. Nah, let's just export the hell out of them. They're mostly related to us, so they shouldn't be. That has to be. Okay. Didn't hear the sound. Say it has to be. Let's make sure we have redoubled guards. I have an abundance of caution. Okay. So we're going to call it here. This is probably the most successful episode we've had. About a half dozen now. I think we have our goal in view. We want to get primogeniture. Then we can start forming more kingdom titles. Cyprus, Syria, Jazeera, Mesopotamia soon. That'll help our strength, help our prestige, but really want to make sure we have primogeniture before we start doing that. We look great. We're still healthy. Very different from our ancestors. Our son probably going to be a bit old when he takes over, but he's Herculean, so he can still live a long time. And he's athletic now, so that's all good. Yeah. So I think things are looking up. We'll have to see exactly what do we want to do in terms of getting an empire title. May depend a lot on what happens with our liege. When does he die? Does his son get the Scourge Conqueror trait? Also depends on the Yatsikids over here, among other things. So we're still at the mercy of what Scourge Conquerors do, but it looks like we're on the right track. We've have a good monthly income, have a strong army, so all good things. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you join for the next episode. Goodbye.